a story problem? Eva?
You make like you make a sentence.
No, I don't know what sentence I would make. What kind of sentence am I gonna make? I don't know.
You make the problem.
What problem?
The word problem.
I just write the word problem over again? No, that doesn't make sense. Parker, what do I do? What's the very first thing I need to do? I have to read it. I can't do anything unless I know what's going on, Taishir. A book publisher had a goal of selling 712 copies of the newest children's books. So far, the company has sold 596 copies. How many more copies do they need to sell to meet their goal? Can you picture that? They have a goal. They've already sold this much. They need a little bit more to reach that goal. Just to show you what it looks like with a bar model, raise your hand if you've done bar modeling before, if that sounds familiar. Okay, I'm going to draw it, and you tell me if it's familiar. So with a bar model, you draw a rectangle. That rectangle represents your whole amount. In this case, our rectangle is going to reach our goal. What is our goal for our selling children's books? What's our goal? How many do we want to sell? McKenna?
712.
Yeah, so my whole bar is worth 712. That's my goal. Do I know any other information about my goal? I've done some other things. What else have I done? Sam? Yeah, I've sold already this much books, which is 596. Do I know how many left I have? No. Does this look, that's kind of a weird question mark. Does that look familiar to any of you? Have you done that? Give me a thumbs up if you have done this. Okay, so this is a good strategy if you don't know what you're going to do when you get down to your math scale. Remember, step 3 is figure out what math tool you're going to use. This is a good way to picture the problem and what's going on so you can figure out what math skill it wants you to use. So we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, so let's back up to step 2. We've read the problem. We know what's going on. What is step 2 in my problem? What is step 2 to solving this problem? I should see every single hand in the air because if you don't know, it's on my wall. It's in your notebook. Ella Harris?
Make your answer sentence.
Make my answer sentence. Aiden, I gotta know what I'm counting. What am I counting in this problem?
You're counting the copies of the book.
Yeah, I'm counting copies of children's books. How am I going to make an answer sentence? Go ahead and make an answer sentence if you can figure it out. If you don't know, look carefully at just the question. How many more copies do they need to sell to meet their goal? Try that in your notebook right now, and then we'll come back together and share. Gabriella, what did you come up with?
I come up, they need to sell blank more books.
I like it. They and those weird things need to sell blank, and then here's our unit, more books. You could say, you could say more books to reach their goal. That would work too. Cord, is that what you're thinking? Yeah. Georgina, what were you thinking?
The book publisher needs books to reach his goal.
Let's add the word more in there. But other than that, yeah, I like it. The book publisher needs blank more books. Diana, what do you have?
The publisher has to sell blank more books.
Yeah, blank more books. All right, now here's the hard part. Now we have to figure out, we've read our problem, we know what's going on, we have an answer sentence, we know what we're counting, right, Aiden? Yep. And I know you're paying attention, not messing with your counters, right? Yep. We have to figure out what math skill are we going to use. Do they want an exact number or a close to number?
Close to.
Exact. Does it say about? Does it say estimate?
No.
Do they want a close to number or an exact number? So if we know we want an exact number, are we going to do rounding?
No.
Okay. We know they want to sell 712. But so far, they have only sold 596. What am I going to do? What math am I going to do to figure that out? I want you to go ahead and write this bar model in your notebook, because we're going to look at that a lot when we're trying to figure out what math skill to do. Grace, you have a question, or are you ready to rock and roll? All right, hang on to it for a second. So, you could do this problem two different ways. We know right now that I have 596. If I add my question mark, I'll get my total. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Look at my bar. I know I have 596. And if I add some more, I'll get to 712. Well, who in here knows how to add question marks? I don't know how to add a question mark. So there's an opposite way to do this. We work backwards. So we start, go ahead and write this equation. And then write this equation as I'm going. We start with our whole. Well, I know I have 712. And if I take away the books that I've already sold, then I'll only have left the books that I need to sell. So I'm going to say that again. So if I work backwards in my problem, since I don't know how to add question marks yet,
Yeah.
you will. Not in third grade, but you will. I'm going to start with what I know, and I know what my total is. My goal is 712. Well, let me take away what I've already sold, and when I do that, I know how much more I'll have left to go. Just like if I was doing the simple problem of my total is 5, I've already sold 2. If I subtract my total from what I've sold, I only have 3 left to go. That's easy. This is the hard one. Okay? So we see how I figured out my equations. Are we going to use my addition equation or my subtraction equation? Raise your hand and tell me. Am I going to use my addition equation or my subtraction equation? Susie, what do you think?
Subtraction.
Why?
Because it's easier to
Yeah, we don't know what our question mark is, so I can't add this one. This is going to be a subtraction problem. Okay? We good so far?
Yeah. Yes.
Question. Gabriella, you have a question? Go for it.
Since we're learning about subtraction,
Aiden,
um,
move your body to Jacob's desk.
the subtraction is something that you have to add, not something that you have to subtract, not to add. So whenever you add,
It's a question? Okay, what is your question?
question is,
Go ahead and do the expanded form of both of your numbers using your pieces. You probably are not going to have enough hundreds, so I'm going to come around and give you a marker so that you can draw out the rest of your hundreds. Does that make sense?
yes.
Okay. All right, let's expand 712. Parker, how many hundreds am I going to have in 712? What?
What?
No, I am not going to have 12 hundreds. 700. How many tens am I going to have in 712? Brian?
One.
One. Very good. How many ones am I going to have in 712, Mason? How many ones am I going to have in 712? Two. Okay. Let's start with our next number, 596. Ella Harris, how many hundreds am I going to have? Five. How many tens am I going to have? Parker? 9. Please stop. Just wait. And how many ones am I going to have, Aiden? 6. Okay, subtraction is tricky. Did you put your numbers in the right order? You have to pay attention to the order that you set up your equation. I can't start subtracting what I don't have first. That doesn't make any sense. I have to start with what I have. What do I have as a goal for this problem? What's my goal, Damien?
712.
Yeah, my goal is 712. That means I have to start with 712. I have to. That's my big bar. That's my goal. It would not make sense if I just said, okay, I've sold this much, and then I'll subtract my goal from that. That doesn't make sense. I have to start with my big goal and then subtract what I've had. My goal is 712. That means 712 is my top number. I'm subtracting how much I've sold already, which is 596. That's my bottom number. All right, let's start in the ones. I have 2 ones. Can I take away 6 ones?
No.
Not yet.
Yes.
Where can I look for ones? Because right now, I don't have enough ones in my ones category, but I do have ones. They are hiding. Where are my ones hiding? Brian, where are they hiding?
In the tens rod.
In a tens rod. I want you to erase that tens rod. Take it to the bank. We don't want a tens rod anymore. Instead, we're going to trade it for what, Brian?
10 ones.
10 ones. So now I have 12. Subtract 6. Do I have enough ones to subtract 6 from 12?
Yes.
Yes. If you drew it, you can do X's like this. So here's an X. Here's an X. There's my match. If you use counters, you just match them and throw them back in the bank because they're subtracting. How many ones did I have left over that didn't get subtracted? 4? A few more than 3. A few more than 3. Susanna?
6.
I had 6 left over. After I've made my X's, just to make it a little nicer for us, I'm just going to go ahead and erase them. If you've drawn them, you can go ahead and erase them. If you've already taken them to the bank because you use counters, that's fine. You should have 6 left over. Ready? to move on to my tens. I have 0 tens. Can I take away 9 tens?
No.
Not
Yes.
yet, but I have some tens hiding. Where are my tens hiding? They are there, they're just hiding. Aiden, where are they hiding?
In 100.
In 100. So I need you to take 100, take it to the bank. We're not going to want it as 100 anymore. Instead, what are we going to get back? We've traded 100 because we need some tens. What are they going to give us in exchange? Eva? 110? Is 100 worth the same as 110? No. What are they going to give us back? 10 tens. Go ahead and draw or pull out your 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I have 10 tens subtract 9 tens. Do I have enough to do that now?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead and subtract my 10 tens from my 9 tens. Remember, you gotta make matches. Whatever you do to the bottom, you gotta turn around and do the top. If you're drawing, you can put X's on. If you have your pieces, you can make your matches and move them out to the side, because if we subtract, they're gone. After you do all your X's, just because it's a little easier to see, you can erase. Did we have any tens left over? Raise your hand to answer once we subtracted. Do we have any tens left over, Gabriella?
Yes.
How many?
One.
We had 1 10 left over. Alright, let's move on to my hundreds now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hundreds. Subtract 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundreds. Do I have enough to do that easily?
Yes.
Yes. What is that going to be if I have 600 minus 500? Can we know? Go ahead and do your X's. 600s minus 500s is going to leave me with what, Cord? 600 minus 500 is going to leave me with 1 what? 100. Yep. Alright, let's put this number that we've now made back into standard form. What is that number in standard form? Eva, you want to give it a shot? I can't hear Eva. Try that one more time, Eva.
116.
116. Fill in your equation. Listen to what I'm saying, not your answer sentence, your equation. This is an equation right here. Fill in your equation. Do we know what the question mark now means?
Yes.
Yes. What number are we going to put on place of the question mark? Raise your hand to tell me. Your marker should be done writing. Marker cap should be on. You're using your pencil now. What number goes in place of my question mark? Lucy? No. Not 200. Yep. So instead of question marks, I can now put 116. Am I all done?
No.
No. What do I need to do? Also, I can't just write it in an equation. I need to also do what with that, Ella Harris? In my answer sentence. They need to sell 116 more books. Now let's see if our answer is reasonable. We did a 3-digit number subtract a 3-digit number. Did we end up with a big number or a little number?
A little number.
Does that make sense when we subtract?
Yes.
Okay. Did we get a 4-digit number?
No.
No, that wouldn't make sense. Did we get a smaller number than either of our two parts of our equation?
Yes.
Does that make sense with what we know about subtraction?
Yes.
Is our answer reasonable?
Yes.
Did I say, is it correct?
No.
No. I want to know, does it make sense? If I wrote 1,160, would that be a reasonable answer?
No.
Why? Why would that not be reasonable? I'm not asking is it correct. I want to know why that wouldn't even make sense. McKenna, why would that not make sense?
It wouldn't make sense because it's bigger than both of the numbers, and you're not adding, you're subtracting.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Math point, 100%. I am subtracting. If I get a big number at the bottom, did I do something right? No, I messed up somewhere. I'm not adding, I'm trying to subtract. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and put all your pieces away. Keep your marker and your tissue. We're going to do the next one with just base 10 drawings. 172 subtract 56. Just like with addition, I don't want to see you doing subtraction or addition with the equation set up horizontally. We want to get moving towards that standard algorithm, which is stacked. Now, there's something very important you have to remember about stacking your equations. Do you remember?
Yes.
Grace, do you remember? Then you write out your equation. 172 is my first number. That goes first. And then when I'm setting up 56, I want to make sure my ones are in line with my ones. So 6 is in my one column. It's going to go here. 5 is going to go here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. I want to also put a 0 here. Does that change my number?
No.
No. Do I have to put a 0 there?
No.
No, but it's there. Go ahead and stack your equation. 100 chart, just like you guys. You don't need to write hundreds, tens, and ones because I've already done it for you. How many hundreds are in 172, Courtney? 1. How many tens are in 172, Georgiana? 7, good. How many ones are in 172, Cheyenne? 2. How many hundreds are in 56, Taishir? 0. I'm not putting any hundreds. How many tens are in 56, Eva? How many tens are in 56? 5, good. And how many ones are in 56, Damien?
6.
6, good. Alright, we're going to expand out this number next to our equation. Now, even though we are doing subtraction, expanded form still has pluses in between the numbers. Okay? So if I expand this number out, it's going to be 100 plus 70 plus 2. Because that equals 172. If I put minuses in it, it's not going to be worth the same amount as 172. Because 100 minus 70 going to be 30 minus 2 is 28. Is that the same number as 172? No. This is tricky. Even though we're subtracting, your expanded form still needs pluses. Now, just like when we line this up, go ahead and put your zeros, because we have 0 hundredths, plus 50 plus 6. Subtraction this way is a little tricky because you see a lot of pluses. Make sure you remember, oh, I'm doing subtraction. Alright, let's start. Do you have a question? You ready to rock and roll? Yeah. Let's start with our ones. I have 2 ones, subtract 6 ones. Can I do that yet?
No.
No. Do I have any ones hiding? Yes. Where are my ones hiding? Where are they hiding? Dylan, where are they hiding? In a 10. I'm going to take how many 10s? Or just one. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to erase him. He's going to the bank. What am I going to get from the bank? I gave them that 110 rod. What am I going to get from the bank? Ella Harris? 10 ones. Okay, so now I have 12 ones, subtract 6 ones. Do I have enough ones to do that easy peasy? Yes. What is 12 subtract 6? What is 12 subtract 6? 6. You can match yours up. But I know that all of these guys are going to go away. And all of these guys are going to go away. So I only have 6. Alright, let's look up on our expanded form now. In your equation we just did, we couldn't do 2 subtract 6 because we didn't have enough ones yet. So we went over to my 10s. I took a 10, so this is no longer 70. What is that now? Courtney? It's now 60. What about my 2? Is it still a 2? No. What is it now? It's a 12. So your equation should look like my equation now. Okay. Can I do 12 ones minus 6 ones easy peasy?
Yes.
Yeah. That gives us 6. See how I did that? Alright, let's keep going to our 10s. Let's go down to our picture. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 10s minus what? 5 10s. Can I do that easy peasy? Yes. Do I need to make any trades to do that? No. 60 minus 50 is going to leave me with how much left, Aiden?
1.
1 left.
10.
110. 60 subtract 50 is going to leave us with 110. Alright, let's look up at our equation. Make sure we're doing that at the same time. I have 60 minus 50. You just told me. Can I do that? Yeah. That's just going to be a 10. Alright, let's go over to our hundreds. I have 100. Subtract 0 hundredths. What is that going to be? 100. That picture stays the same. And I just write 100 again. Put that back in standard form. Put that back in standard form. Oh, random. Same number. Didn't plan on that. Gabriella, what's our standard form of this number?
Our standard form is 110.
Yeah, that was a tricky one. 116.
It's that same number as the last.
I know, that was purely random. I didn't plan on that. Alright. I want you to write this question in your math notebook because we are going to start with this question on Tuesday. This is going to be our math warm-up on Tuesday. So I want you to write it down. We're going to move on. But that way it's ready to go for you on Tuesday.